Expert and blockchain innovator. He has a master's degree in Business International from the Wollongong University with high distinction and is currently doing his PhD in business management. In 2015, he was ranked the youngest executive director of a holding company in the UAE by Entrepreneur magazine. An influencer and a speaker to the young to Synergies. For the past 3 years, he's been giving different workshops and changing people's lives. Welcome to the show, Jihad Sadiq. Thank you so much for joining us today.
It's a pleasure. It's a great honor. Thank you so much.
Can you tell us what you think young people lack most in terms of change?
Through the past 3 years, I've interviewed a lot of young people and I've conducted a lot of workshops with most of them. I actually realized that most of those young people, they lack purpose.
Okay.
They don't have a goal in life. If you ask them, what's your goal in life? What do you want to achieve? What do you wake up in the morning for? Mm-hmm. And they all tell you, I've never thought about it. Actually, most of them, like more than 95% of them, they tell you, we don't know what's the goal in life. We didn't think about it. And that's very strange. Mm-hmm. So I tell them, isn't it time to start thinking about one?
Definitely. Yeah. What is your goal in life?
Actually, I want to become a giver.
Okay.
That's how I identified my goal in life. I want to become a giver. It's me becoming a giver for my family, becoming a giver for the society, becoming a giver for the environment, and becoming a giver for myself as well. That's my goal in life.
And you have something that is called 30-30 vision?
Yeah.
Can you tell us what that is?
That's very interesting. So let me tell you this. 30-30 vision is a 30 years vision that I've actually created for myself. But this is not the reason why I call it 30-30. I call it 30-30 because I became 30 years old on the 30th of October, 2017.
Okay.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. And when I became 30, and it's the 30th of October, I decided to change my life and start something where I could re-innovate myself and become more of an achiever because I've always believed that success is the continuity of achievement. So I just wanted to create a continuity of achievements for myself.
And so you created the plan for the next 30 years?
Exactly. So basically the plan is a vision, and this vision is a plan of 2 phases.
Okay.
So the first phase is 15 years, and the second phase is another 15 years.
Okay.
And on that, I have accomplished establishing my mission of statement. So I've identified my goals in life, my purpose. I identified my principles.
Okay.
And I've identified my action plan in the long term and on the medium range and on the short term.
So you have a planning structure?
Exactly.
How to change your life?
Exactly.
Okay.
And this is what I try to, let's say, conduct most of my workshops, telling people how they should plan for themselves and for their future.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you brought a paper. Can you show us?
Yeah, this is something that I could show you, actually. It's very simple, so I'll go through it very fast. It's basically, you can cut the paper not equally into 3 different sections.
Okay.
All right. So the first section is the most important one, although this is the shortest one.
Okay.
This is a 1-year section, and this is a 3 to 5 years section. And this is a 10 to 15 years section. In the first section, you identify your purpose. What do you want to become in the future? For example, I might identify my success and my goal and purpose to become a father of 5.
Okay.
All right, and to have a well-established relationship with my family. That's a good goal. So I can put that in 10, 15. And then for the 3 and 5, you put the medium range. Things that you need to work on every year to achieve in a 3 to 5 years period. So for example, I want to give people back by educating them and sharing with them my knowledge. So I need to obtain a certain degree in a certain field. And this might take a while, maybe 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
Like I'm doing now my PhD, and this takes like 5 years. So I put that in the medium range section.
Okay.
And then in the every year section, I identify what do I need with dates and deadlines.
Okay.
What do I need to achieve this year?
So then, for example, your exams, would they come then in there if it's related to your PhD?
Exactly, and it's something more of a practical process. So I need to pay for this PhD. So I need to see how can I get this money, from where, what jobs do I need to do, what jobs do I need to search for, how much income I should get, and how much spending that I should calculate for spending, and all of that. So it's like more... of course, it takes 2 days workshops to of a workshop to explain all of this, but I tried to do this in a few seconds for you.
And are those the stages of life?
No. So the stages of life is a totally different things. I learned this from my readings. I've identified the stages in life into 3 stages. One is dependency, when you are very dependent on your family to feed you.
As a child or a baby?
As a child or a baby, or maybe an adult, I mean, until a certain period in life where you don't have an income and you are totally depend on your family for your school fees, for your educational fees, for your food, your cleaning, whatever. So you are fully dependent. And then you become independent. And independent, you don't need your family, so you have your own income, you spend on your expenses, you get a wife, you can do everything by your own. You don't need anyone to rely on them making your decisions. But this is not the this is not the end. And I think you should become interdependent, where you reach this stage in life that you need to give back.
Okay.
Interdependency is synergy. It's sharing with people. It's giving back to the community or to the people who gave you and the people who did not give you. So that's how I identified these 3 stages in life.
So would you say it's also giving back then, for example, to your parents who took care of you when you were dependent?
Of course.
And then also giving to your children if you have children?
Of course.
But also giving to the community?
To the community, to the environment, to anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
And can you tell us about your practical structure of change? That
All
sounds
right.
very interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. So the first, I call it the 3 Ps. And the first practice is visualization. I always tell people, and especially young people, you need to visualize. Let me tell you something. This might sound crazy. I take 5 minutes every day visualizing things that I want to become in the future. So, for example, if I want to become a father of 4, and I want to establish a good relationship with a wife, and I need to have a family and a good relationship with my friends and relatives, I visualize this. I visualize waking up in the morning and there is a kid crying, and then I take my other son to school, and then I kiss my wife to go to work, and then I have my dinner with them, and then I share with them their thoughts and everything. I visualize the whole thing, and I spend every day 5 minutes visualizing crazy things. This might sound crazy, but I do visualize, and I take 5 minutes every day to do it.
Is it like meditation? So do you sit down, close your eyes, or do you do it while you're walking to the bus stop or something?
I might do it in any form of activity.
Okay.
I might do it when I'm at the gym. I might do it before sleeping. I might do it when, okay, this might sound crazy, also looking at the mirror. I might do it in any activity.
Okay.
I'll just do it to visualize how is it becoming. If I want to become a CEO of my own group of companies, I do visualize how is this happening. The second practice is spirituality. I always tell people you need to talk from your mind to your heart, and your heart will speak to the rest of you.
Okay.
Because the only place that can communicate with the entire body without any restrictions is your heart. That's why most of our decisions are based on emotions. It all comes from the heart. So I ask people to always practice spirituality. Talk from your mind to your heart, and your heart will speak to the rest of you.
Would you say you talk out loud Do you then speak loud to your heart, or can one do it in one's head, or how does it work?
Okay, there are different practices on how to do it. I myself do this while praying, all right?
Okay.
So I pray and I talk to God, and I talk to myself as well,
Okay.
and I transfer the information from my mind into my heart, so I emotionally 100% believe on the idea that I've established in my mind,
Okay.
and I tell my heart, please talk to my ears, talk to my nose, talk to my mouth, talk to my eyes, talk about this to them, so their concentration, and this is very scientifically proven, by the way, if you talk to them, even if you sit in a group of 10 couples talking to each other, and you've talked to your heart about, let's say, I need to improve my health, out of those 10 couples, the 2 couples who are talking about going to the gym, by default, your ear is going to listen to them out of the 10 people sitting in the room or the 20 people sitting in the room. This is scientifically proven. So that's why I always tell people, talk from your mind to your heart, and your hearts can speak to the rest of you.
Okay.
Now, this is the second practice. The third practice, and this is crazy as well, you have to unbalance.
Excuse me?
Unbalance.
Okay.
All right. I always tell people you need to feel that you're a chicken in order for you to become a tiger.
Okay.
You need to fear to get strength. You need to actually imagine yourself very poor or someone who cannot afford to do something, so you could actually scare yourself to prevent yourself from being that and doing whatever is going to give you the strength to do the good thing or
Okay.
to achieve what do you want. So I always say you need to unbalance. We have something that it's a saying in Arabic, and I heard this from my dad. It says, "اللي ما بيخاف ما بيخوف," which means if you don't fear, you never scare.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that means you imagine the worst case scenario and then try to prevent that?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you think that these practices is also something that young people have to do in order to find their purpose? For example, visualizing, does that help you realize slowly what you really want in your life or
Yes.
what your goals are?
See, most successful people, those who continued to achieve success, they all share one of those patterns, and one of them is visualizing. They all visualize. They're all visualizers. If you talk about, if you read about the biography of most leaders and most successful people like Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, they tell you luck, it's not luck. Those people have actually practiced something to reach this point, you know. And I don't identify, by the way, leaders and successful people by money. So there are successful people who didn't achieve or didn't have a big bank account, but those they have influence and changed the world. And most of them, they were practicing visualizing all the time.
And what made you choose that path of spreading change and positivity?
Okay, this is a very good question. I get to be asked this question all the time. I believe in giving. I believe in what my dad taught me when I was young. He used to repeat this in my ears, and he used to tell me, giving for giving is getting twice, and giving for getting is getting less. I have the desire of getting more, and everyone has the same desire, but I will achieve my desire by giving more as well. So giving by giving is getting more, and I want to achieve getting more.
And what advice could you give young people like yourself?
All right. I don't like to advise because I have a very humble experience. But let me say, I would always encourage young people and everyone, even the people in this room, to smile.
Okay.
I believe so much in smiling. It's like a magic thing. If you smile, you get everything you want. I actually believe that smiling is an asset. If you smile, you develop an asset which can get you a return. It's a return of investment. So smile. I always advise people to smile. Yes. Second, I advise people to meditate. Meditation is a magical practice. if you meditate at least 5 minutes a day, and I meditate 5 days a day, 5 minutes a day, it will eventually, with time, change your thinking into a positive thinking, and it will relax your mind and body, and will give you the sharpness of concentration to achieve whatever goals and plans you have in your life. Meditation is amazing.
And how do you meditate? Do you just concentrate on breathing, or do you meditate by visualization?
Okay, well, this is crazy as well. I try to meditate during my prayer, right? We have the sujood, and once I'm practicing my sujood during the prayer, I stay there for 5 minutes. And it's a very good practice because the blood comes from the body and gets concentrated in the head area. So I get to concentrate more, and I get to relax, and I get to think. And I always tell people, you need to think through meditation. It's not only to cut yourself and disconnect yourself from the world. No, you can think during meditation, and you can think of your day and of your plan and of your goals and all of the good things and the positive things in your life. That's my meditation practice.
Well, it seems to me like you have a lot of valuable advice for people, young people, old people, whatever.
Thank you.
Is there any possibility to find out, because as I said, you also give workshops and everything, like where can we find you online? Where can one book your workshops? And where can one find your advice?
Thank you so much. I have a website. It's www.jihadsadiq.com, and I'm also available on Instagram. So that's at Jihad Sadiq as well. So I try through my social media to share my ideas all the time whenever I have time. And I also, I'm like there all the time. I try to communicate. I believe in community. So I try to communicate all the time whenever it's possible. So whoever wants to communicate with me, I would love to be there to respond.
So if people reach out to you, for example, via Instagram, then they can also expect a response.
Definitely.
Well, thank you so much. That was very inspiring to go into the weekend with that.
Thank you.
Jihad Sadiq, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you to all of our viewers for joining us today. And catch us again every Monday and every Thursday from 11 o'clock. And until then, stay happy and stay positive.
Thank you.